Why you don't raise a Palestinian flag in Dubai?
Not only that.
No. Because the act of humanity is upon us, which we were voted and fought for the democratic right to have the freedom of expression and the act of human rights. You are taking liberty of human rights.
And because of that human right, they're free to build their mosque here. When you go to their country, you can't put up a...
Can I ask again?
You can't build a...
I asked, sorry. I asked any Muslim and I put a challenge to you. I put a challenge to you. Sir.
How many countries you travel to?
Sir, don't answer.
Tell me how many? How many?
A lot. I travel a lot.
How many?
A lot.
7.
Lot.
I haven't traveled much. 7. So you don't have, listen, there's about over 220 countries.
Okay, so which one out of the 200? Ask him, can you raise an Iraqi flag in Dubai?
All over the Muslim world.
Sorry, ask him, can you raise an Iraqi flag in Qatar?
You tell him.
Can you raise an Iraqi flag?
Ask the question, can you raise an Iraqi flag in Yemen?
Can you raise a flag?
There's 10 million Christians in Egypt.
The life they can't live in their own country, they think they can come here and destroy people to live it here.
The freedom they have.
I say to you, sir. You
haven't traveled the world.
The freedom.
You are a bigot.
Shamsi come here with him. Let me tell you something. I don't want to finish Shamsi, you know. Politically mad in his head.
The thing is, I don't like talk about religion.
Shamsi like to hear his own voice.
We don't. Our church in Muslim. Sorry.
Can we ask a question? I'm going to ask this gentleman, before the crowd. Okay, I'm just asking before you ask me one. Name me all the Islamic country you can raise a Palestinian or Iraqi flag into.
Listen, let me ask you a question.
I got to one of them.
Listen, have you been to North Africa?
Oh, okay. But you can walk Parliament Square and raise Palestinian flag here.
Why don't you just listen?
But listen, my friend, get away with him practice the stupidity here. You're asking you how much country you travel. Listen to what?
If you don't listen,
I asked you a simple question. Name me all the countries you can bring a Palestinian flag to in the UAE. We are not going to take bullcrap. Okay? We will not take the bullcrap. Anybody that migrates to England, if you don't like the country, go home.
If you travel the world, you become an open person. You become a
my friend. Where was World Cup? Where was the World Cup? Where was the World Cup? Was in Qatar. Where was the World Cup?
Qatar.
Do you know in Qatar during the World Cup, nobody flag was raised there from their own country there? All the Muslim country that are so Islamically, why you can't raise your own flag in the UAE?
I understand where you're coming from.
Oh no, but you have humps for England.
Listen.
Because the people here are very softy and touchy. Don't underestimate Europeans, my friend. Yeah? Don't underestimate Europeans. Yeah? Remember? Remember? 90% of the people who are here, they can't return back home because you claim them asylum against your country. And number 2, your document is at the Home Office. Be careful of the things you do, my friend. Yeah? Trust me, my friend. Don't blame England because there are a lot of slave trade in Middle East. Lots of killing in the Middle East. Okay? Don't blame, don't do that. Cast the beam out of your own eye before you look at somebody else, my friend.
I understand where you're coming from, and you understand where Shamsi comes from.
Shamsi is coming from. Hold on. Go ahead.
What Shamsi is saying is there are some people that leave their own country because of political war and violence in their country.
Yes.
So they have to leave their country
and go where?
And go come into the UK for a better life.
No.
Now listen.
No.
So when they come into the UK for a better life,
yeah,
they don't abide by the law.
So why do they come?
You know, listen.
Yeah.
They do. Some of them, not all. Some of them don't abide by the law of the government.
Yes.
You understand?
What makes them want to break the law?
And you have to abide by the law of the government.
Yes.
And God law.
Yes.
Because there's two law.
Okay.
And to keep God law, if you're keeping God law,
still here, bro.
then you will keep the law of the country. But what Shamsi is saying now, some people come in the UK and they are trying to change the law of the country and force their own law. That's what you're saying.
Okay.
But what Shamsi are saying is, not all of them are like that.
No, the question we need to ask ourselves is,
not all of them are like that.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he needs to.
What he upset with is when you ask the question.
I have to ask him.
Why they are doing here?
Can I ask a question?
Because I come from here too.
Hold on. No. This is what. This is what he created now.
So I understand where you're coming
The conversation was this, and I'm going to say this loud for the public hearing.
Go on.
Did you know that in the UAE there's no tax law? There's no tax law in the UAE. Now, why would you leave a country where there's no tax law to come to Great Britain on a boat, to stay in a council flat for 20 years without a stay, and then end up having a job to pay 45% VAT to the government here?
I would say because of the Barcelona agreement.
My brother, when you migrate to a man's country, regardless of what happens in your country, you travel as a patriot to bear in mind that the hands that feeds you respect it. The liberty that you fight, that you have here for free, was fought for by many. This country, if you know the history of England, they went on a persecution. Churchill fought many wars with Hitler. This was a bomb-ray town, I'm telling you. If you don't accept the culture of the country, if you don't like the constitution of the country or democracy, leave. Don't stay here and make yourself unhappy, my friend. Go home. If you're in a marriage, and if you're in a marriage and your wife don't love you anymore, and she don't want you at the house anymore, she tell you the kids are not yours. At the end, it tells us, are you still staying in the marriage?
Is there good and bad in Christianity?
What is bad in Christianity?
Is there good and bad? Is there good people?
Yeah, everything that the Bible teaches is right, but men choose to make choices to do bad things. Yeah, but I tell you,
good or bad people in Christianity?
Yeah, I wouldn't say Christian people are good and bad. Good. Yes.
They have some Christians are good. I have some Christians are bad.
Yeah, I go
about the park.
Yes.
If you go in the park, you have two ladies walk around disrespecting Islam, and I can point finger on them.
Yeah.
Most of them is not doing the teaching of Yeshua. Tell them how to teach. They are bad Christians in this.
But at the same time, they have a choice.
No, they have good Muslim.
Yeah.
And you have bad Muslim.
Really?
But yes, you have good Muslim and you have bad Muslim.
At least you're honest in saying it.
Not all people are bad.
That's at least you're honest in saying it.
No, it's same in Christianity. Same with all people.
Yes.
You have some Muslim practice wrong, and you have some Muslim practice right.
Yeah.
But
Muslim is I know Islam is a beautiful religion. I know, but you have some people make Islam to seem bad when it's not bad. So what Shamsi was saying is, it's not all Muslim doing these things. Not all Muslim. Because you have some Muslim come to this country and they abide by God law and they abide by the law of God. I have some don't.
But what law?
Same in Christianity.
What law? I'm asking, what law are they adopting here?
Same.
What law? Because I tell you why, what law?
Yeah.
This Shamsi, same brothers we have here, nearly stab him up and kill him in the shepherd's bush. It's same Shia, same Sunni brother.
That's what I'm saying to you, you have good people.
They nearly kill him. What I'm saying, what is the law we're talking about?
I'm saying, all right.
Because
let me tell you the law.
Is it Islamic law? Is it the law of the land? What is the law we're fighting for?
Boat law. No, boat law. Watch boat law. If you keep if you keep God law, then it will be more easy for you to keep the law of the land.
Let me tell you why you can't do that.
Of course I can.
Let me tell you what happened.
If you keep God law,
if you're a Muslim,
it's more easy. You have to keep law of the God. There is one law that we have to keep that stand over everything. And once you do this law, is what Yeshua say, is to love God with all your heart and all your soul.
Yeah.
And the next one is like this: love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love one another. That's law.
Yeah.
If you keep that law, then it will be more easy for you to keep the law of the land.
But why is it difficult?
So
why is it difficult?
It shouldn't be no.
But why is it so difficult? Yeah, but why is it so difficult for him to love his neighbors himself?
Let me show you something.
Why?
Let me show you something.
Yeah.
I am a Muslim, yeah?
Yeah.
And if one Muslim do something bad, yeah, and a Christian curse that Muslim, do you know that Christian curse me too? Because I am a Muslim? If this man is a Muslim and he done something bad and I am a Muslim, yeah? You know, whatever he done bad and become a Muslim too, they judge me for it too.
Yes.
That's what I realize.
Okay.
That's what I realize. So therefore, there's good and bad in everybody, every race. There's good and bad.
Are you finished now?
Yeah, there's good and bad.
All right. Can I say this for the bit? Can I say this for the bit for you?
In religion.
If you are subjected to a God,
you know,
that God defines himself in a way that you need to act in a certain way according to the word.
Yes.
The Bible, Christian Bible calls us to love our neighbor as ourselves.
Right.
And to love God with all our heart.
Yes.
If a man doesn't know how to love, he doesn't know God.
That's what you are saying. That's what you're saying.
Because love comes from God.
That's what you're saying.
That's straightforward.
Some Christians and some Muslim love people, some don't.
But
vice
why?
Versa.
Why they don't?
And I mean vice versa.
Why they don't?
I don't know.
I'll tell you why they don't.
I don't know.
Because man's still stuck in religion. They still have not find God. You can be a part of religion, but you still don't find God. Until you find God. The problem with religion, everybody's stuck in religion, but can't find God. The moment you find God, religion becomes easy.
Not everybody.
A lot of people are.
Religion is good and religion is bad. Religion is a way of life. Some people take that way of life and they add things to it that is not from God. And other people follow it. Some people don't have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and some will follow it.
But if I ask you this question, but if I ask this question, then why would God add Israel in Egypt for more than 400 years in slavery?
Right.
Then he took them out of Egypt and brought them to a desert. Then 1400 years prior after Jesus died, a new religion form says, kill the disbeliever and Jews and Christians wherever you find them. Why would God want to do something like that? I'm having a problem.
Yeah, that's the question. All right.
Yeah, why would God, a holy God who's a loving God, have a people that he has called and chose by his name, rescue them, and create a new religion to destroy the very people he loved and cared and rescued? That's my question.
Do you know God?
I do know God.
Do you know God?
Yes.
So if you know God and you know that God will never say something like that, then okay.
So why was it written then?
Then okay then.
They should, who write it? They should have never written it. Slay the disbeliever where you find them. Take no thought that the Jews and Christians are not your friend. Is that the action of a loving God? So if that's the case, then that means paradise will only be for Muslims.